You're watching the United Athletic Conference on ESPN. It's a beautiful first Saturday in November in Abilene, Texas. Can't wait for this good matchup today in the UAC. It's Utah Tech and Abilene Christian.
As we say welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody, Zach Carlisle with Connor Mullins, Coy Oslin coming up as well. Well, let's start with Utah Tech. They're coming 1,000 miles down here to play Abilene Christian, and boy, have they had a tough schedule this year.
They've had a very tough slate coming into this game against Abilene Christian. They've got a couple of road games coming up after ACU, and they're coming off of one-possession losses as well. Definitely coming to Abilene today looking for that win to close this one out.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough test against an ACU team that really comes in with a lot of turmoil around here, sitting at 4-4. And Connor, what are you seeing from the Wildcats?
They've had two tough losses this year to UCA and Southern Utah. Some blowout losses, but they had some great wins as well. That road win against SFA being the highlight of their season. Definitely looking to climb the UAC standings here at the end of the year.
Yeah, safe to say they need this one. But hey, before we kick this thing off, let's send it down to the field and the third member of our team, Coy Oslin. Hey, Coy.
Guys, Keith Patterson's team is returning home from 2 weeks on the road. Now, they entered that road trip with a win against UNA here at home. They headed to Nacogdoches and beat SFA for the first time in 4 games. However, they hit a roadblock in Southern Utah. The Thunderbirds put up 308 yards of rushing offense on ACU while only allowing the Wildcats 223 total yards of offense. Now, they're going to have to put that 52-14 loss in the back of their minds and think about winning today, because a win today could mean finishing the season strong for this ACU team. Guys, back to you.
Ramsey, the Houston transfer, tees it up. We're glad you're with us. Here we go. Off we go from Abilene, Texas. And this game begins with a touchback. And so here comes this really good Utah Tech offense. And quarterback Kobe Tracy, who's 8 yards away from 5,000 in his career.
He didn't start the year as the starter. Boone Abbott was the starter at the beginning of this year, but he's been lights out ever since. He had a 400-yard game a few weeks ago. As you look at his stats right here, 157 to 289 completion attempts rate, 1,029 yards on offense, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. The redshirt junior out of Chubbuck, Indiana. Got a sling and arm right here. An air raid offense. We'll see what he can do with these receivers. I really like their receiving core.
105 yards away from becoming number 1 in Utah Tech history in that category. Drive starts at the 25-yard line, and it begins on the ground with a nice jump cut through the hole, and then taking it up to the 40-yard line is Ronnie Walker Jr. This is an offense that mixes up their running backs, but they like that group back there.
Yeah, Ronnie Walker, the fifth-year guy from Virginia, getting the run up the middle there, torching that ACU defense to start this one off.
Very quickly from the 39-yard line, Walker in trouble, makes a man miss. Here he goes, but he's unable to get it back to the outside with a tackle made by Elijah Moffitt, the safety. And it is no gain on the play, and Walker's been busy on the first 2 carries. You mentioned has started his career in Indiana, then Virginia, and he's in his first season with Utah Tech. So 2nd and 10 at this 39-yard line for the Trailblazers. 2 close losses each of the last couple of weeks to North Alabama and Eastern Kentucky. And again on the road. On 2nd down, Tracy to the air, just wide of the mark for the intended target, Bo Sparks. As you peek at the offensive starters, Walker in the backfield, good receiving core as well, and an offensive line that's got a lot of veterans.
A lot of veterans on the O-line, but I really like their receivers with Lofton, Johnson, Davis, and Sparks. They definitely like to get the ball to their playmakers and utilize their run game as well, but the wide receivers are their first options, absolutely, on the offensive side of the ball.
Sparks was the intended target, a true freshman. He's in the slot to the left as they have 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Tracy to throw on 3rd down, looking to the boundary, and it is incomplete. Intended for Keith Davis. And Patrick Jolly in coverage.
Tracy looking to get that ball to Davis right there. Good coverage from ACU.
Rather, Aaron Reynolds in coverage.
Yeah. The UIW transfer, the senior. 6'4", really rangy defender out in the backfield.
Utah Tech was 42% on third down for the year, coming in 0 for 1 to start the day. So this will be a punt from Andy Day, the junior out of St. George, Utah, averaging 43 yards a kick this year. ACU's coming after it. Day gets it away, and it is a fair catch called by Dax Neese after a 32-yard punt. Here comes Abilene Christian and Maverick McIver, the ACU quarterback. His season's been a little up and down this year.
Definitely up and down for him, but he didn't come into this game last year when they played Utah Tech on the road as the starter. It was Ethan Long, the Arizona State guy, that started that game, but then he came in with 7-12, very efficient day, handed the ball off to Dobbins, and they ran away with a 26-10 win.
And the starter every game this season, second-year transfer from Texas Tech. And off of the fake, McIver throws it, and Jed Castles was going to run with it before he caught it, incomplete. And it brings up second down and 10 for this Abilene Christian offense as you peek at the starters. Javion Sunday going to get the nod, and the running back, you mentioned the running back room. They've got receivers. Hut Graham gets the nod at receiver, and a very veteran offensive line for the Wildcats.
The offensive line is definitely the strong suit, and that's why they like to use their running backs. They got 5 of them that are really, really strong.
From the pistol, ACU to the ground for the first time, and Javion Sunday will inch his way for about 3 or 4 yards to the left side, and that is what ACU wants to do against a team that really has struggled to stop the run and a defense that has struggled over the course of the season for Utah Tech. They've given up over 400 yards in all but one game this season.
Yeah, Utah Tech giving up 512 yards a game this year, 230 on the ground. Definitely looking for Sunday to have a big game here out of the backfield for ACU.
First third down for Abilene Christian, 38% on the season on this down and distance. It's a blitz from the Trailblazers, and the throw is incomplete. Low looking for Blaine Taylor over the middle, and Abilene Christian with a 3-and-out pretty quickly.
And it was a good read from McIver to get the ball into Taylor, just threw it a little bit low. Taylor unable to get under that ball. Good coverage from Utah Tech and a good 3-and-out for this Utah Tech defense.
And so ACU will bring Grant Nickel on to punt. Again, with the wind behind him, back deep for Utah Tech to return it. Devin Perkins. Low snap, Nickel's able to grab it. Well, he sends that away. It's actually Ricky Johnson, and did he call for a fair catch? He did not, and he smoked inside the 20-yard line. Both teams empty on the opening possession. Utah Tech back to work, no score. Back in Abilene, Texas, just getting going. As you look at downtown Abilene on this first Saturday in November. Nothing. Well, a first down for Utah Tech, followed by a 3-and-out. That ACU goes 3-and-out on their opening drive. So drive number 2 for the Trailblazers. And it starts at the 16-yard line for Kobe Tracy and company. He'll put it up on first down. Quick throw, Ricky Johnson has the catch along the boundary in front of Elijah Moffitt. What are you seeing so far?
Yeah, it's been a slow start for both teams on offense, but one thing we need to note, ACU has won the first quarter this year 65-52, while Utah Tech has lost their first quarter 70-33. Definitely is going to be something to keep an eye on as we go into this first quarter.
4-yard pickup on first down. Tracy will sling it again, right back to Johnson, and he will make a man miss, get close to the yard to gain, and they will give him a first. Here's the impact players.
So we take a look at the impact players. Kobe Tracy for Utah Tech and Ricky Johnson, the quiet leader on that offense. The senior, one of the first recruits from that Division II era for Utah Tech. Darius Moore and Patrick Jolly. Jolly leading FCS right now in interceptions, and Moore, that quiet leader on defense, looking to make an impact on this game today.
First down at the 26-yard line. You mentioned Johnson. He's got back-to-back catches here on this drive for the Trailblazers. Back to the ground and back to Ronnie Walker Jr., who's off to a terrific start as he rips off another dozen here and another first down for Utah Tech.
A patient back, making sure that he gets the right read on the offensive line, reads the right gap, and breaks through that second level to get the first down for the Trailblazers.
And Coy mentioned it in the open. ACU coming off of a game where they allowed over 300 yards rushing last week to Southern Utah. And this might be a free play. No, they will blow it dead. Did Abilene Christian jump? It looked like they did. We'll hear from referee Gabriel Tomlin for the first time.
Outside defense, number 99, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Colby Workington, the defensive end. So you figure Utah Tech, which a little bit more known for their air passing game, maybe they can run the ball a little bit today. ACU's really struggled to stop the run.
Yeah, they're getting a really good push against that ACU defensive line. This game's going to be won in the trenches for teams that are very even in every statistical category. Ronnie Walker making that defensive line of ACU pay.
From the 43. Off the fake, quick throw, nice catch, wow. That was Johnson. He's able to just grab it with his hands in traffic, and he's got the first down at midfield.
Yeah, he is their leading receiver, 566 yards on the year. Just great hands there, able to get some separation in the slot.
Third catch of the drive for Johnson. Got over 1,800 yards and 12 touchdowns in his career for the Trailblazers. First down right at the 50. Back to the ground. Walker, he is patient and a workhorse, and he's finally pulled down by Jerry Lawson after a gain of 3 to the 47-yard line. And we have a man down for Utah Tech on the offensive line. Looks like it's Bio Kaniki, the junior out of Los Angeles at right guard. So they tend to the injured Trailblazer. And yeah, it is Kaniki, junior. He's in his 4th year, one of those veterans. The offensive line at right guard. Porter LaChance is the backup. See if he has to come in for an offensive line that's been bullied so far in this run game.
They've been so strong, allowing the running backs to get out in space, as that's Chris Street there, getting the carry, the California transfer.
Looked like Kaniki might have got rolled up on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Street, number 2, one of the multitude of backs that they can use in the backfield there to junior. He's in his first year Cal transfer, as you mentioned.
300 yards on the year for him. He's the backup running back, 2 touchdowns, along at 36, averaging about 38 yards per game. And hopefully Kaniki is okay here.
Majority of the run games come to the right side so far. With Kaniki being the right guard, be curious how that changes things, if it does at all, with Porter LaChance again being the backup.
And LaChance, the redshirt freshman from Harriman, Utah, comes in at 6'4", 236. On the lighter side for an offensive lineman, but the experience of Kaniki definitely going to be missed as he comes out for this play.
And it looks like they're going to move LaChance to right tackle. 53. And move Kenai Eldridge, 64, to the right guard spot.
Yeah, the senior from Southern Utah, the transfer.
So 2nd and 7 after the run by Chris Street. 5 to snap it, and timeout called by Utah Tech. Drive number 2 is in ACU territory for these Trailblazers. 9.5 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Nine and a half to go here in this first quarter. Scoreless game between Utah Tech and Abilene Christian. Just the second ever meeting between these two schools. Utah Tech coming from St. George, Utah, formerly known as Dixie State University. As we take a look at the coaches here, Keith Patterson and Paul Peterson. Patterson in his second year, Peterson in that transition from Division II to Division I, and in his fifth year with Utah Tech.
And they're just dealing with a tough schedule this season. They're
Right.
2-6, but they've had some really close games in the last couple of weeks. Got a point to prove here, as we've mentioned before in this game today, and a chance to climb up the standings.
Around the corner and taking it inside the 40-yard line is Nigel Osborne, the true freshman running back out of California. They've been able to run it today.
And they've got three of them they can use. Osborne on the edge there, getting to that second level to pick up the first down for the Trailblazers. That's a big-time run from the freshman, and that's what they want, that change of pace from Walker to Street to Osborne.
All three of them have been involved so far. And now a 5-wide set on first down at the 38-yard line. This Trailblazer offense can move it. It's really fun to watch. Quick throw, the screen for Johnson, and he is just able to just accelerate and take it for 9. And he's already got a handful of catches here in this first quarter.
And they're trying to get their playmakers out in open space. They go empty on that play and get Johnson out in open space on the screen, and is able to pick up some nice yardage there and get to a 2nd and 1, 9-yard gain.
And Johnson, for reference, coming in 43 catches of the season, the next closest 20. And so number one, the big focal point, his 5th year to senior out of California. 2nd and a yard. Back to the ground. This time it's Ronnie Walker Jr. and that push up front. This time unable to penetrate the Abilene Christian defensive line. Darius Moore in there. David Oakey as well. 3rd down coming up.
It's a big-time stop from the Wildcats defense. They've struggled with the running game today. Utah Tech's ground and pound offense, but able to hold them there to a 3rd and 1.
Second, 3rd down try for Utah Tech. 0 for 1 so far. 3rd and 2, 3rd and a long one, and Tracy will put it up, and it's incomplete. Looking for the back shoulder for Javian Lofton, and Jolly was in coverage. 4th down, and a decision for the Trailblazers. I think they're going to go for it.
And that's exactly what you expect from Patrick Jolly. They're out in coverage against Lofton, but you're past midfield, you're on 4th and 1. This is the kind of territory you can go for it in to extend the drive and put some points on the board.
Utah Tech this year has gone for it on 4th down just 13 times, just 4 for 13. They're at the 30-yard line. They need a long one to basically 2. They're going to hand it off, and they're not going to get it. Walker taken down in the backfield by Reese Young. Turnover on downs. And the ACU defense makes a play. Drive 2, promising start, comes up empty for the Trailblazers. Wildcats take over. Drive number 2 for the Wildcats. In motion, Hut Graham. They're going to throw it to him, and he's got to make a move in space and can't do it. Cannot get around Jordan Scott, the safety, who comes up limping after the play and now down to a knee. He goes. Great tackle in space on Graham.
It's a big-time tackle in open space, but to go back to that 4th and 1 play for Utah Tech, they're 30% on the year on 4th down conversions. Unable to get it there as we look at the starters on defense for Utah Tech.
Yeah, Webster's the stud, right, on the defensive end. I mean, he has just been around for a long time. The next sack he gets will put him into first in Utah Tech history. He's got 13.5 in his career. Linebackers play well with Fotu, Duncan, Leota. They got some veterans there in that regard as well. Duncan, the star is what they call him, position. And then the secondary, all in either the 3rd or 4th year with the program. It's a veteran defense. However, they're getting shredded this season. We mentioned it. They've given up over 400 yards in every game. The one that they didn't, they gave up 397. So
That was against Montana.
Against Montana. I mean, granted, their schedule's been incredibly tough, but do you expect Abilene Christian to be able to move the ball today?
Well, they played Montana State. They played Montana, played Northern Arizona, Missouri State, Colorado State. The last 3 weeks have been a little bit easier for them. They get the win against SFA, and then they got a couple of one-possession losses to North Alabama and Eastern Kentucky.
Both shootouts.
Both shootouts. ACU's got to work against this defense. Get the ball to your playmakers. Let them get an open space, like Utah Tech's been doing on the other side of the ball with their running game. Let your guys get an open space and make some plays here on offense.
Brevin Hamblin comes in, number 12 at the safety spot for the Trailblazers. 2nd down and 9, and ACU off the fake. McIver on the slant, incomplete for Tylen Williams. Looking across the middle. And 3rd down coming up, it was Devin Perkins in coverage.
That was another good read by McIver. Another good read by McIver to get the ball to Tylen Williams. He just can't come down with the ball again, just like Taylor earlier.
So 3rd and 9, Abilene Christian this season, 38% on 3rd down, 0 for 1 today. 4 on the rush. McIver's gonna take off. He's got some room into Utah Tech territory, and if you can't move it through the air, number 1 takes it himself, and he rips off a 1st down run.
He's definitely a pass-first quarterback, but he can still use his legs to pick up the 1st down. That's a good read by McIver. Tucks it and runs it and gets the 1st down for ACU. Big-time 3rd down conversion.
19 yards on 1st down for McIver, who comes in with negative 11 yards rushing on the season, so he's into the positive now for the season. Here is Williams on the quick screen pass, and he's knocked down out of bounds.
Well, they get him in open space there. Just a good open field tackle by number 33 of Utah Tech.
Jaron Palu comes in on a linebacker spot, and so a 4-yard pickup for ACU. And on 2nd down, Castle's in motion, and they will throw it out to him, and he drops it again. 2nd time they've ran that play. They ran it on the opening play of the game, and Castles has dropped both of them.
Yeah, looks like they just flipped it from one side to the other. Similar play call to what we saw before. Castles just can't hold on to the ball. Takes one step too many without hanging on to the ball there. His eyes look upfield. But they rely on Castles a lot in the receiving game. Just unable to convert there.
18 catches on the season. He's dropped both of his intended targets here in this opening quarter. 3rd and 10.
The previous play is under further review.
Wow.
I think they're going to see if it was a fumble or incomplete here.
I mean,
I think
that's
it's just an incomplete.
ruling on the field was incomplete, and we saw the replay. I don't. This won't take long at all.
It shouldn't.
Castles never caught that ball.
Never had full possession.
So they'll take a look under the hood. So we got under 6 minutes to play here in this first quarter.
Yeah.
That did
Let's
not
take a look
take
at the
long.
replay. Yeah, it didn't take long. McIver just flips it out to Castles. He looks upfield without hanging on to the ball.
Yeah.
Never had full possession. It's incomplete. Easy ruling there.
So back-to-back drops for Castles. It is 3rd down and 6. They had initially moved the line of scrimmage. They thought maybe back to where the if it would have been a fumble, where ECU recovered it. Instead, it's 3rd and 6. So it's actually a win for the Wildcats. They don't lose 4 yards on the play. But 3rd and 6 to the 43.
Big time down for ACU.
Try to get closer into field goal range for Kyle Ramsey. 3 on the rush, that's it. McIver steps through. This one is caught. Over the middle, Noah Caldwell, the backup tight end. He's able to snag it for a 1st down.
McIver drops back, steps up in the pocket, and delivers to Noah Caldwell right over the middle. Tight window, picks up the 1st down with the defender on his back. Right time throw.
Right in front of Jagger Williams. The safety just was unable to get his hand there in time to knock it free. Abilene Christian brings in Jordan Vaughn at running back, 26 in the backfield. Under center go the Wildcats. And they will hand it around the edge to Graham, and he's just able to dive over the top for a pickup of about 5. Devin Perkins got there, so Graham goes over him and leaps for a gain of 5.
And his story's a little bit interesting. He was recruited to Texas Tech as a quarterback, transfers to ACU in the spring, and is a converted receiver now. They really like his athleticism out in open space, and they've utilized it here early.
Out of Gunter, Texas. Redshirted a year ago in Lubbock. It's a handoff up the middle. We got a late flag being thrown in as Vaughn was tackled.
Maybe a hold.
Right around the line of scrimmage. It's usually in the area of a hold. We'll see.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist. Offense, number 88, 15-yard penalty, second down.
Tight end Castles has had a tough first quarter. A couple of drops. And now an illegal block to move Abilene Christian all the way back out to the 42.
Yeah, really tough first quarter for Jed Castles. A couple of drops, and then the flag there to move ACU back. Looks probably out of field goal range, but you really trust Kyle Ramsey's leg. But you definitely want to make it easier for him.
Well, it's just an offense that can't really overcome 2nd and 20 right now. We'll see. Off the play fake. McIver going to sling it out into the right flat. Caught. Plenty of space for Cooper McCaslin. Gets the penalty yardage back. And he's able to pick up about 11 to the 31. A little bit more manageable of a third down coming up.
Yeah, McIver rolls out to his right. Gets it to McCaslin. Wide open, able to pick up the first down. His 4th season, but listed as a sophomore.
Yeah, you got COVID in there. If you redshirt at all,
yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff. Who knows what year anybody is anymore. 3rd and 9 here for ACU. From here, it'd be about a 48, 49-yard field goal. ACU quick screen, Vaughn to the outside, got a block. He's got a first down into the red zone. Go the Wildcats. Takes it for 15 yards on 3rd and 9.
McIver again being efficient, rolling out of the pocket, gets to the guys in open space, gets it to Vaughn, who's been very efficient over the last few weeks, had a 100-yard game last week against Southern Utah, picks up the first down for the Wildcats, getting into the red zone.
First down in the red zone for ACU. 12 out of 20 this season at scoring inside the opponent 20. Blitz off the edge. McIver steps through it to the end zone and a little wide, incomplete. A little bit of contact there, but wide of the mark for Blaine Taylor. Jaden Sheridan in coverage.
Yeah, McIver just trying to give his guy a chance here. Floats it up over the top of the defender. Just sails it a little bit too much air under the ball. Taylor looking for that PI call, but not there.
Yeah, to me that looked uncatchable, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he throws that way out the back of the end zone. I don't know if Taylor's getting to that one.
Would have been a really tough play.
2nd and 10. To the outside, Tylen Williams dragged down at the 4 for a first down. That quick throw, that quick game to the outside working for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they're stretching this Utah Tech defense, getting their playmakers out in open space, flipping the field every play just to make them off balance, and it's working for the Wildcats.
1st and goal at the 4 for ACU. Twelfth play of this drive for the Wildcats. Williams in motion. McIver looking to the opposite side, into the end zone and too high, and he had Castles wide open.
Except this time it wasn't Castle's fault. He dropped the ball. It was a little bit overthrown. Would have been a tough catch to make, but the chance was there for the Wildcats. Just a huge missed opportunity.
Clunky play. You had the trips to the left. They go the opposite way with it. Really had a couple of choices here.
McIver had him wide open, just sailed it a little bit too much. And now it'll be 2nd down to get another opportunity in the end zone.
And they set up a 2-on-1. Jagger Williams had to decide, do I go get Vaughn, do I go get Castles, and he had him open. 2nd and goal. Off the fake again. McIver going to run it this time. He is in for the touchdown. First rushing touchdown of the season for Maverick McIver. And Abilene Christian strikes first here late in the first quarter.
That's a huge drive from the ACU offense and from McIver. Very efficient drive for him. 13 plays, 67 yards in just under 6 minutes. That's a big-time drive from the Wildcats.
McIver used his legs a couple of times there. And Kyle Ramsey for the extra point.
Perfect this year.
So both teams have quality second drives. Utah Tech gets stopped on downs. ACU takes over. And as you mentioned, 13-play drive for the touchdown. Methodical. And McIver doing things with his arm and his legs on the drive.
As he sits on the bench, he lets go a huge sigh of relief there to pick up the touchdown. ACU able to convert that turnover into a touchdown. That's huge from an ACU team to capitalize off of turnovers as we look at the touchdown again. Good time, big time play by McIver to punch his way into the end zone and score first.
I mean, you nailed it. It looked like a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah.
He's sitting there with his quarterback's coach, Matt Clark, and finally just can breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
They have the 7-0 lead. They're not
It took
playing
him
from
about
behind.
13 minutes to get it going here against Utah Tech, a team they beat 26-10 on the road last year.
Much more prolific offense for the Trailblazers this season, though, it appears.
Very even matchup coming into today.
Ramsey 33 touchbacks on the season, including the opening kickoff today. And make it 34 as the ball comes out to the 25-yard line. First drive, they got one first down and then end up punting after that. Utah Tech moved it on drive 2 and then just came up short on a fourth down. But we'll see if they can move the ball from the 20 to the 20.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. They're definitely got some bitterness right there after getting that fourth down stop, hoping to drive down the field and respond to ACU's touchdown.
From the 25. Kobe Tracy in the game. Off the fake, Tracy gonna go up top, looking down the sideline, and it is incomplete, and there's the flag. Bo Sparks as they try to go deep down the field. Trey Adams in coverage, and he'll be flagged.
This is what Utah Tech does. They like to get it to Bo Sparks deep downfield. He's a big-time player. As a freshman, he's fast, speedy, knows how to get separation. Unable to come down to that ball. Tracy just trying to give his guy a chance to make a play, and they get the penalty call against ACU.
So remember, in college, not a spot foul. It's always 15 yards. At the next level, it would be a spot foul. So here they move it to the 40 and a first down. Sparks is fun to watch out of that slot left, number 11. On the ground. Nothing doing at the line of scrimmage here. Let's go down to the field, Coy Oslin.
Connor, you talked about this a little bit, but let me set the table a little bit more. Utah Tech has the pieces. The last 2 weeks have been tough. They go to Alabama and lose by 1. Last week, EKU comes in for homecoming. They lose by 4. They have the pieces. It's been these one-possession games that have been the toughest for Utah Tech this season, and it's one possession now. Let's see what they can do.
Coy, thanks. And part of that, the North Alabama game, they went for a 2-point try at the end a couple of weeks ago and didn't get it. Otherwise, they may have won that game.
Yeah, Peterson elected to go for 2, unable to convert that one, and that's why they lost that game by 1 point.
Tracy nearly picked off by Jolly. Going down the sideline for Johnson, a little underthrown. And Jolly nearly had his 5th pick of the year.
And you can't do that against this ACU secondary, especially Patrick Jolly, the rangy defender, the UCLA transfer, leading the FCS in interceptions. Nearly came down with that one, and Ricky Johnson able to play some defense to force that ball out of Jolly's hands.
Jolly, the UCLA transfer from a year ago, 2nd year out of Tampa, Florida. 17 games played in 3 seasons at UCLA. 3rd and 10, it's a screen game. They set it up with Chris Street. Got a block, had to make a move, and he smashed down at the 46. And a short of the first down, and so Abilene Christian
Abilene Christian. That's called their first time out of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
And that has as much to do with the wind as anything. So it's a defensive timeout with 50 seconds. And so ACU is going to make Utah Tech punt into the wind. And so that's why the Wildcats call that defensive timeout with 50 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. And so with this 7-0 game, Utah Tech about to punt it as we welcome you upstairs here, 50 seconds. That's a good move by the ACU defense to call timeout with the wind to make Utah Tech punt into it.
Definitely trying to make them punt into it, but we saw from Utah Tech trying to get them to get the ball to their playmakers in the run game. ACU able to stop it here and force the 3-and-out.
Well, the punt comes, and ACU nearly got home again. This will be a fair catch. Dax Neese will have it at the 22-yard line. And so a 32-yard punt. And Abilene
Flag on
Christian
the
will
field.
have it, but a flag is down. It was 4th and 3, so a defensive penalty could be a first down for the Trailblazers. We'll see.
Illegal formation. On the defense, number 36 was lined up over the snapper. That's a 5-yard penalty and results in a first down.
Oh, it is. It's a first down for Utah Tech. Illegal formation. You can't line up over the center on that special teams play.
Man, what a break for Utah Tech to get the ball back and force that ACU defense to stay on the field. Another ill-timed mistake from ACU.
And so they called it on 36, Reese Stafford. So an automatic first into Abilene Christian territory with 43 seconds to play in the first quarter. So Kobe Tracy and company get another shot. 48, and they'll hand it off. It is Walker Jr. right up the middle. Well, they get that initial burst, or he's untouched for 5, 6, 7 yards. And they'll give him 8 here on first.
And that's a huge momentum swing for Utah Tech to get the ball back, get the ball to Ronnie Walker, and let him work and force that 8-yard gain. They were struggling in those last few plays to run the ball well. ACU's defensive front getting it into that first level and able to stop him there, but Ronnie Walker able to burst through and get that 8-yard gain.
Flip the field. Utah Tech will have it with the wind at their back. It's the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Abilene Christian. UAC football on ESPN continues after these messages. Start of the second quarter, 7-0 Abilene Christian on top of Utah Tech. It's UAC football on ESPN. Zach Carlisle, Connor Mullins, Coy Oslin, and the gang. And Utah Tech's going to put it up on second down, and a catch made. Oh, and breaking the tackle is Bo Sparks. Slings away Dorian Plumley and then is able to take it for a couple extra yards. First down to the 33.
And that's what Sparks does on offense. He's able to make guys miss and force the broken tackle off of Dorian Plumley.
This drive started for Utah Tech at the 25-yard line. It stalled around midfield. They were going to punt, but an illegal formation on Abilene Christian defensively allowed the drive to continue. And now the Trailblazers moving it inside the 35. Tracy to put it up again. 3 men on the pressure. He avoids it, scrambles, throws, and nearly intercepted by Elijah Moffitt. Tried to fit it in there deep down the field to Ricky Johnson, and Moffitt nearly picks it off here.
And that's not Tracy's game. To roll out in the pocket, nearly got picked off by Moffitt there. Not what you want to see if you're Utah Tech. That was really good pressure from Jerry Lawson, the freshman from Breckenridge, to force Tracy out of the pocket and force him to use his arm.
Tracy, 16 TDs, 9 interceptions this season, and he's avoided 2 here in this first half. ACU's dropped a couple of them. 2nd and 10. Tracy to throw it again. Quick throw to the outside. Not a great throw, but Sparks to the ground is able to grab it. We got 3rd down coming up. We take a look at our keys to the game.
Keys to the game today. Utah Tech, we've seen it early. They got to establish that ground and pound and limit the rushing attack of ACU. So far, they have done that, and they got to get the ball to their playmakers. ACU getting McIver in a rhythm. They did it on that last drive to get the touchdown and force Utah Tech to play well at the quarterback position with Tracy. They've done well so far limiting him and had a couple chances at picks.
Utah Tech's 0 for 3 on 3rd down here in his first half so far. Tracy to throw it here. He's got some room to go, takes off, he will decide to take off, and he's got, oh no, the ball pops free, and it's jumped on at the 20-yard line by Keith Davis.
Was he out of bounds? Looked like he might have been out of bounds when the ball came out. Tracy rolling to his right, gets popped by the defender, maybe not. The ball was free, Keith Davis pops on it smartly to keep the ball for Utah Tech. Another breath. You can take a breath now if you're Utah Tech. It's a sigh of relief.
Now, granted, we have a view a lot higher up, more bird's eye than Tracy has, but I thought he was going to take off right away, and he kind of hesitated. He's able to get the first down, and then they jump on the ball. Into the red zone, and a handoff, and Street trying to accelerate. Oh, look at this! Making men miss, and he takes it to the 11. A spectacular 8-yard run. Jump cut, spin, hits the circle button on a PlayStation controller.
Again, a change of pace from Walker. Able to get to the second level. Good push from the O-line. And he's able to make people miss from ACU, force the broken tackles, and give his team a spot in the red zone. And that's all due to Keith Davis popping on that fumble from Tracy.
Street staying out there, why not? He's had a great drive here, second in, a deuce. And Tracy to put it up. They throw it to the outside, caught. Sparks tries to dive for the pylon. He'll take it to the 4-yard line. It's 1st and goal for Utah Tech.
I would say with a 5'11 frame like Sparks, it's hard to reach to the pylon like that to the inside, but that's a good play by Tracy. We've seen similar plays like ACU do this before, but able to get the ball to Sparks and get even closer to the end zone.
11th play of this Trailblazer drive, trying to answer the Abilene Christian touchdown. Early in the second. 1st and goal. They're going to fake it and throw it over the top to Ricky Johnson for the touchdown. Johnson's got his 5th TD of the year, his 13th career touchdown. And Utah Tech an extra point away from tying it up, and we've got an injured Trailblazer down on the field. Looks like Alex Foster, the left tackle's down for Utah Tech. So they tend to the injured lineman for the Trailblazers. It's a touchdown for Utah Tech. And we'll have the extra point in just a moment. It's an injury timeout, 7-6 ACU. Utah Tech will kick the extra point when we come back. Beautiful night here in the big country.
The best tailgates start with the best beef. And the best beef starts with United Supermarkets. United Supermarkets, where we do beef the best.
Expected to be a beautiful night. Back here in Abilene, it is an extra point after the touchdown scored by Ricky Johnson. So Utah Tech takes it 11 plays, 75 yards, and the injury to Alex Foster to left tackle. So now they'll come on for the extra point. Connor Brooksby seeing the left-footed kicker for the first time, and he will tack on the extra point. Just sent you to break. We're going to do it again. 7-7 ACU Utah Tech in the second quarter. We'll be back. Seven. Utah Tech with a terrific answer, an 11-play, 75-yard drive, and the touchdown to Ricky Johnson, and we are knotted up here in the second quarter. And the Trailblazers will kick it away with Brooksby, and did that make it to the end zone? No, that's out of bounds. So that's a flag.
It's good for ACU.
Ball comes out to the 35-yard line for Abilene Christian. So this Wildcat offense, fresh off of their touchdown drive. 11 and a half to go here in the second quarter. Take a look at the impact players when ACU has the football.
ACU, Maverick McIver, the quarterback, is their impact player. You got to get him into a rhythm today. You did that on the last drive. JB on Sunday, big time back. And then Dondi Fuller, the Arkansas Monticello transfer, is the leader on that defense alongside Jared Fotu and Cyrus Webster, the monster defensive lineman.
The handoff to that left side, the JV on Sunday. And a couple of yards on first down, so 2nd and 8 on the way for Abilene Christian. They approach 90 total yards of offense.
ACU looking to respond to that Utah Tech touchdown.
And a loose ball here. McIver's just going to have to sling it and throw it away. Something off there on that play, so McIver just gets rid of it.
I think he was ready for the snap.
So no foul for intentional grounding. McIver smartly just gets rid of it. So 3rd and 8.
Fortunate to get rid of that one.
And a drive that starts at the 35 with a kick out of bounds. 3rd down for ACU. They're 2 for 3, however, on 3rd down so far in this first half.
Yeah, definitely need to get a first down conversion here. They've been done well so far. Empty backfield here.
4-man rush. McIver with time, steps up. Gonna have to make something happen. Does he get a block to the edge? Yes, he does. He's able to get the first down. His running back Jordan Vaughn helped him out just a little bit to shield the defender, and McIver's got a first down.
I mean, McIver's been so efficient with his legs today. Nothing we have seen this year. Breaks to the outside, gets the block, and picks up the first down. Definitely the star of the game so far on the rushing game for ACU.
Leighton Tanuvasa is down on the field for Utah Tech. So they had a couple of offensive linemen go down. Now a defensive lineman. Big number 91, the redshirt sophomore out of Portland, Oregon. But yeah, impressed with McIver. We mentioned it, he had negative rushing yards of the season coming in. And he's had 2 huge 3rd down scrambles to pick up first downs.
It's massive for ACU's momentum to swing it the other way. McIver, patient in the pocket, steps up and rolls out and picks up the first down, seals the edge from Vaughn, picks up the first down, big time run.
And not really a fast guy, but just does enough.
He's able to do enough. That's all you really need at this level, is to have just enough speed if you're a quarterback to know that you're comfortable enough to run to the outside, pick up the first down for your offense, to extend that drive and they're not putting a quarterback spy on him on defense. Nobody from Utah Tech able to pick him up yet. As we look at the quarterback comparison, Maverick McIver, 8 games played this season, 108 completions, about 53% on the year, 1,484 yards, 185 a game, 14 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. And we look at Kobe Tracy, mentioned it earlier, 16 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, 241 yards a game, coming off a huge North Alabama game a few weeks ago, nearly 400 yards, his best game of the year, and the backup at the beginning of this year. 2 quarterbacks that are very evenly matched coming into this one.
Tracy gotten away with nearly a couple interceptions so far.
Absolutely.
Here in this first half here. ACU to the ground on first down. It's Sunday, and he is taken down right at the line of scrimmage. John Sniffen, the defensive tackle, first man there, 2-yard pickup.
They're yet to really get Sunday going today, but I assure you that in this second half and in this second quarter, they're going to look to feed him the ball a lot more because they know what kind of talent he has.
This is my 4th game this year calling for Abilene Christian. I've yet to say something about Sunday on a Saturday. I don't know. I don't know why I've missed that. Second down off the fake. McIver to the middle, incomplete, looking for Taylor, defensed by Perkins. And Devin Perkins with 15 career PBUs coming in to the day knocks that one away incomplete.
Taylor's had a tough start to this one, but you know, he is the guy that you want to get to if you're Abilene Christian. That's good coverage from the Trailblazers to force a third down here, and it's another third down for ACU, trying to pick up that first down.
2 running backs in here on third down for the Wildcats. We're going to see McIver do something maybe with his legs again. He's been terrific on third down. ACU's 3 for 4. They set up a screen. Taylor got to go get it. Knocks down. He reaches. He's got the first down.
Well, we just talked about him, and he picks it up there. A huge 3rd and 8 conversion. ACU now 4 for 5 on third downs in this game. Very efficient to start off.
First catch for Taylor today. Came in with a team-high 24 receptions. Has his first one on this Saturday afternoon. First down into plus territory. For Abilene Christian, they go trips to the top. On the ground. The cut, look at Sunday.
There it is.
Push through to the 37-yard line, 7-yard pickup.
And I want to say, ACU's offensive line has done a good job of containing Cyrus Webster today. Haven't really heard his name a whole lot or seen him in action. Javion Sunday able to get to the edge there and force that first down for ACU, or nearly a first down for ACU on that 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, we don't have a telestrator, but we'd be circling number 3. You see him right there.
Absolutely.
On the end of the defensive line of scrimmage. Webster is a stud. He rushes here. McIver has to step through. Webster tried to get there, and they'll get it out to McCaslin. He's able to get enough for the first down. Just taking what the defense gives him right in front of Jared Fotu, and a first down for ACU.
And as soon as we talk about Webster, he forces pressure on McIver. Doesn't get the sack, but that was good pressure from him. 3rd and 4 for ACU.
You get enough of number 3 coming at you, eventually he's going to get home. It's a big ask.
For Trent Poland.
Right. Especially if he has to go one-on-one. 57
Absolutely.
to right tackle. ACU to the ground. They go to Sunday. Nice jump cut through the hole to the 26-yard line. Here comes the ground game for Abilene Christian.
2 different stories on these past couple drives for ACU. McIver leading his team down the field last time. Sunday leading his team down the field this time. And now ACU is nearing the red zone and getting closer to putting points on the board. And that's what you want if you are offensive coordinator Ryan Pugh, trying to establish a run game against a very tough defensive front.
Midway point of the quarter, it is Sunday, another cut again. Just not even being contacted until he gets 5 or 6 yards down the field, and he'll take it to the 19-yard line and a first down. Fotu on the stop. ACU into the red zone again.
And that's what they're doing. They're forcing the defensive line out of the way and forcing Jared Fotu and Dondi Fuller and those other linebackers to make open field tackles against a running back they know can break tackles and get 5 or 6 yards every carry.
Pistol formation, back to the ground. Jordan Vaughn to the 16-yard line and a gain of 3. Who's getting up from the bottom of that pile?
25.
Tackle made for Utah Tech.
Thomas Kinslow.
Moon Ashby, the defensive end.
Moon Ashby.
Washington State transfer. I mentioned a couple of Washington State transfers.
Randy O'Kk, the other one on there.
These Trailblazers. McIver's going to throw it, and he wanted the screen. It was blown up, and so throws it over the head of Markale Jones. Jones has just 5 catches this season. They thought maybe he could be a big play threat. They've really been unable to get him going. Incomplete over his head. 3rd down on the way.
Well, Jones has been the return man for ACU. He's 9th in the FCS right now in kickoff returns, averaging about 26 yards every return, but definitely want to get him going in the receiving game as well, the sophomore transfer from Memphis.
3rd and 7, and Abilene Christian's been terrific on 3rd down, 4 for 5 in this first half. McCaslin in motion. McIver steps up. He's going to go to McCaslin. He's got it to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Comes back to it. And he's able to pick up the 1st down right in front of Jackson Smith.
And what a catch for McCaslin, and what a game for him. 14 receptions on the year, 180 yards. McIver, pocket is collapsing, forces the ball to McCaslin, and that's a good route from him as well.
1st and goal. ACU. Gonna hand it. It's Sunday. Coming left and no gain. Met at the line. Facito Otai Sagupalu with the first one there. The sophomore out of St. George, big 63 in the middle. And so 2nd and goal coming up. And Connor, this is the 14th play of the drive coming up for Abilene Christian.
ACU has had some very long drives to start this game, long extended drives, but they're positive plays every single time.
Castle's in motion. McIver looking to the corner, and coming back to it is Taylor. He's got it for the touchdown. Blaine Taylor, TD number 6 on the season, and ACU back in front.
Man, what a throw by McIver to give his guy a chance at the ball. Great separation from Taylor at the end, using his leverage to grab that ball and give ACU the touchdown. Big time drive from ACU. 15 plays, 65 yards, in 6.5 minutes. Very long drive.
Eating up a big chunk of this 2nd quarter. Kyle Ramsey for the extra point. We only got 5 minutes until halftime, and each team has only had the ball 3 times. 14-7. Abilene Christian. Blaine Taylor with a touchdown.
Welcome back to Abilene, Texas. Hey, everyone wants to talk about the skill positions in football, but the kickers are athletes too, and a standout for ACU this season has been Kyle Ramsey. He has stepped up for ACU and has been on a roll since transferring in from Houston. This season he's been perfect in FCS, leading in field goal percentage, a perfect 11 for 11, but not only is that, he is accurate as can be, and he's got a leg on him. 3 for 3 on field goals this season, and 3 longer than 50 yards. He is 54 yards versus North Alabama at homecoming. A great season for him.
Coy, put that thing in the Louvre, right? Pat McAfee would be so proud of seeing that. Talking about the kicker, boy, Ramsey's been terrific. And you know what? On the other side, Brooksby's the reigning UAC special teamer of the week, too. So we got a couple of good kickers in this game.
Yeah, Brooksby had a 55-yarder against Eastern Kentucky last week, a career long for him. Peterson loves his kicker for the Trailblazers, but man, Kyle Ramsey, what a year he's having for ACU after losing Blair Zapata at A&M. Big time addition for the Wildcat special teams.
College game day'd be so proud. Pat McAfee would love that. ACU is going to send it away up by 7 here late in the 2nd quarter, and it is returnable. They'll bring it out from the goal line, and here comes Bo Sparks, but he cannot make the 20. So Utah Tech will come to work on offense. We were able to talk about kickers for just a moment. We got the offense coming out for Utah Tech in just a bit, down 7. Utah Tech goes to work from the 16-yard line, trailing 14-7. See if the Trailblazers can answer once again, and they'll hand it off to start the drive, coming to the right side, and 4 yards in a cloud of dust. But Nigel Osborne on the carry, and Reese Young in there, Darius Moore, Chris Herpin was in there as well.
I'm curious to see for Utah Tech on this drive what their offensive line looks like. Losing a couple people, there's not a lot of depth there, so we'll see what happens in the run game here.
We'll see who's been able to stay in the game as well. On second down, Tracy to the air, goes right back to Sparks. He is fun to watch in the slot to the 28-yard line, and a first down pickup.
What a catch by Sparks to get open here. Great route and a better catch. Tracy, good throw. Plumlee in coverage for ACU. That's a good pickup for Sparks. The guy from El Paso, the Texas native.
So as you mentioned, the offensive line, all 5 starters back out there. So potentially avoided some bad injuries there for the Trailblazers. On the screen, it's Johnson. He's got the touchdown earlier, and he is just dragging tacklers across the 45-yard line. First down with Kirby Kohili on his back, 18 yards.
Man, Johnson is so fun to watch, but even better blocks from the Trailblazers here to allow him to get into open space and make some missed tackles, get to the second level. That's a good play from Johnson and a very good play design by the Utah Tech offense.
Get those big linemen rumbling down the field. Run right in behind you.
That's exactly what you want if you're Coach Peterson.
First down, and they will hand it, and ACU is ready for that.
Delayed handoff there by Tracy. A little bit hesitant to give it to Osborne, and ACU swallows it up.
2-yard loss on the play as we're approaching 2.5 minutes to go until halftime. No need to be in too much of a rush yet if you're Utah Tech. Trying to eat clock and trying to go answer the ACU touchdown as they did the drive before. After the loss of 2, Tracy to put it up. And it's batted up in the air and incomplete. Tipped up at the line of scrimmage. ACU able to get their hands on it, and it was Sean DuBose Jr., 91.
What a play by DuBose there. And that's the 3rd time we've seen Tracy get lucky to not have an interception in this game. A big time play on the front, able to get his hands up and tip that ball, nearly picked off by Abilene Christian. And now it's 3rd and 12.
Longest third down attempt for Utah Tech. They're 1 for 4 on this down here in this first half. Just a 3-man rush. Tracy with time. Goes middle, caught. First down, Keith Davis inside the 30. Still going to the 23-yard line. It is 33 yards on 3rd and 12. Huge pickup for the Trailblazers.
Man, what a pickup by Keith Davis, and an even better read by Tracy to find him downfield over the linebacker. Safety not in coverage in that zone. Finding the soft spots in this ACU defense in that secondary, pick up a huge first down.
I was going to say it looked like zone coverage, and Tracy slicing and dicing for the first. To the 23-yard line, back to the ground. This is Ronnie Walker Jr., and he'll take it near the 20. A minute and a half to go. Utah Tech in the red zone, and we have a timeout.
Charge team timeout. Utah Tech.
That's their second of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Clock operator, would you please reset the game clock? to 1 minute, 23 seconds. 1:23,
timeout.
please. Thank you.
So timeout called by Utah Tech with a second down. Come on upstairs, Zach O'Connor. And it's been a well-played first half, very even. And every time ACU's answered, Utah Tech has done the same, and they have a chance to do so here before halftime.
They absolutely do. The big difference between these two teams has been those third downs. ACU's been so efficient, 5 of 6. Utah Tech now, I believe, 2 of 4. So we'll see what they can do here to end this first half and maybe tie this thing up.
Yeah, a huge 3rd and 12 pickup for Kobe Tracy and company. He's able to find Keith Davis, and now at the 20-yard line with 1:23 for the Trailblazers, and Tracy to throw again. They drop 8 in coverage. Tracy gonna throw it, and he had Johnson open in the middle of the end zone. Just missed him. 3rd down coming up. They had a touchdown.
They had it again and just unable to convert. Tracy makes the right read, sees Johnson late in the end zone, tries to thread the needle, pressure in his face. Johnson just unable to stretch out and grab that ball.
Just off target. And now 3rd down in Connor Brooksby field goal range. But with 1:16, need this 3rd down conversion. Down 7 and a flag. 3rd and 7 becomes
3rd and 12.
Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Striker Rashid, the left guard. Again, still a makeable field goal, about 43 yards from here. But they were hoping for the game-tying touchdown. And remember, Abilene Christian gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
And when you think about that, if they're not able to get the touchdown here, ACU can go on a swing if they score first in that second half.
3rd and 12, they converted this exact down and distance earlier. ACU brings 4, Tracy has to make something happen. Out to his left, down he goes, Cohealy got there. 3rd sack of the season for Kirby Cohealy. And Utah Tech stalls at the 31-yard line under a minute to go. And I'm surprised Abilene Christian has not called a timeout defensively here.
It's not what you want to see if you're Utah Tech right now, Kirby. Excuse me, Kobe Tracy holding his hand, coming out of the game. But man, what a play by Cohealy. He had a huge game against North Alabama a few weeks ago with a couple picks. Big time play by the junior from Iowa Park.
And this clock will just run all the way down, and Utah Tech will settle for the field goal. But I'm are you surprised? I thought Abilene Christian would call a timeout defensively to preserve some time, and they didn't do so. Here's the sack.
Run out the clock. Man, what a play by Cohealy in that ACU defense.
Yeah,
Tracy shaken up at the end of that play. But you definitely trust Brooksby to kick the field goal here, coming off a big-time week last week.
And again, though, I thought ACU would flip that and try to preserve time. There was about a minute left, and it was able to run all the way to 26 seconds.
It's definitely an interesting strategy at the end of the half.
But, you know, they're going to see if Brooksby can knock one home. Again, the reigning kicker of the week in the UAC hit a 55-yarder last week against Eastern Kentucky. This one from 48 with the wind at his back. And now the cat and mouse game continues. Timeout, Abilene Christian.
And here we go, trying to ice him. It's probably not going to work for Brooksby, though. He's so efficient. Coming off a big week. He is 5 for 9 from 40 to 49 this year.
And 12 for 21 in his career from that distance. It's not been terrific for him. Meanwhile, 50-plus, he's been terrific.
It's been great. 4 for 6 in his career, 2 for 2 this season.
48 yards in, you know, and this West Texas wind sometimes can really mess with it.
Especially in Abilene.
We'll see if Brooksby can knock it through.
It's been perfect everywhere else. 3 for 3 from 20 to 29, 4 for 4 from 30 to 39, and 2 for 2 from 50 plus.
48 yards. Good snap, good hold. It is no good, wide right. Missed it to the right, and Abilene Christian will have it with 21 seconds.
He just pulled it right, and he knew it right off the jump. And that's a big break for ACU to close out the half up by 7 and get the ball back first in the second half and a chance to score and extend their lead even further.
But again, they didn't call the timeout with a minute left.
They could have more time here. Could definitely have more time.
Very curious decision. So at the 31-yard line, up 7, and ACU content to hand it off. Sunday made a cut, and he will get 9 on first down, and that may wind it all the way down. And
might just run out the clock.
Well, ACU's going to go quickly here. 5 seconds. Can they get something off? They're just going to hand it. It's Sunday. And he will take it for a first down to midfield, and that has the clocks at zeros. Interesting clock management there at the end of the first half. But that is the end of the first half. It's Abilene Christian 14 and Utah Tech 7. We got halftime on ESPN coming up after this. Halftime at Wildcat Stadium in Abilene, Texas. It's 14-7, ACU on top of Utah Tech here at the break. Entertaining first half between these two teams. Second ever meeting between the two. As we say welcome upstairs, Zach Carlisle and Connor Mullins. Coy Oslin down on the sideline. I tell you what, well played first half. It was pretty even. Back and forth, one team scores, the other team matches. Utah Tech really moved the ball as well. Just couldn't finish off the drive there, but a well-played first half.
Definitely well played, but the big difference, 2 for 6 on third downs for Utah Tech. They moved the ball well. Big time first drive for ACU to open this second half. We'll see if they can score and extend their lead a little bit.
Well, Abilene Christian 5 for 6 on third down. You don't see it here, but otherwise a very evenly played first half of football. And I think
very clean too.
Very clean. The turnovers weren't there. However, Utah Tech avoided a couple of turnovers that they almost gave the ball to ACU twice.
Yeah, the ACU defensive front has done a good job of forcing pressure on Kobe Tracy for Utah Tech, but very even stats. 173 to 168 in total yards, 115 to 88 quarterback comparison, 58 to 80 in rushing yards, and the first downs have been pretty even as well. Even and clean first half. We'll see if ACU can get a touchdown or a field goal to extend that lead in the second half.
Yeah, Abilene Christian will get it first to start the third quarter. Utah Tech misses a field goal at the end of the half. So here's McIver. He's used his legs a couple of times for some big plays, including the opening touchdown of the game.
And that was a great drive by McIver. Really did it all himself there. Used his legs a few times to pick up some first downs on third down and gets the touchdown at the end of that first drive.
Yeah, so he was able to peek it in, and that was how ACU went up 7-0. Utah Tech was able to respond and come back and score one of their own, and it was a touchdown to Ricky Johnson, and that made it 7-7. There it is right there. So Johnson was able to make it even. So that made it 7-7. ACU goes down and gets the touchdown to Blaine Taylor, and they go up 14-7. That's where we stand at the break.
And Ricky Johnson nearly had a second touchdown in this game as well. Just couldn't extend his arms out enough to grab it in, but a great opening touchdown for him.
But look at the quarterback comparison here. McIver and Tracy. Tracy's been really good. McIver's been great, and he's used his legs, as we talked about.
It's been super even. Kobe Tracy has had a few iffy balls that he's thrown in this one. McIver's really used his legs a lot more than his arm in this one. Gotten the ball to Blaine Taylor a few times, the ball to McCasland a few times, been efficient, and that's what's given ACU the lead.
It's been a fun first half, and we have more Halftime coming up for you. Abilene Christian 14, Utah Tech 7. As you peek at the beautiful campus of ACU. More halftime coming up. Is coming up. There's downtown Abilene on a Saturday in November. Let's kick this thing off here in just a moment, but before we do so, let's send it down to the field and Coy Oslin. Hey, Coy.
Guys, a little spark can go a long way for an offense, and this season, a standout freshman has been that for Utah Tech. Bo Spark, 562 yards, 7 touchdowns this season for the Texas native, and he had a standout performance against the top 10 Montana State team, 144 yards and a touchdown for him, and that he leads the conference in receptions per game, and you need to keep that name in mind in this next quarter. Guys, back to you.
Coy, thanks. Yeah, we talked about Bo Sparks a little bit here in this first half. He's been really, really fun to watch, and we're getting ready to kick this thing off here in the second half. And before we do so, back upstairs, Zach and Connor. I'm excited to watch this. ACU gets the ball first, up by 7. Feels like an important first drive here for the Wildcats.
Huge drive for the Wildcats to open this half, but to go back to Sparks, he's been phenomenal this season. We saw what he can do in that first half. We saw what he can do in open space. It'll be awesome to watch him here in this second half for the Trailblazers offense. Got to utilize him and Ricky Johnson a lot more in that passing game if you're Utah Tech, but a huge drive for ACU coming up.
Yeah, so Utah Tech will get its second. ACU's offense will get this thing going first. And again, a missed 48-yard field goal by Connor Brooksby in the final moments of that first half. Kept the score at 14-7. And now Abilene Christian will.
Is now wearing number 90. Number 2 is wearing 90.
All right, so a switch for ACU jerseys, as you heard Gabriel Tomlin, the referee, tell us. They're communicating everything with us up here today. That's been great. Brooksby sends it deep. Final 30 minutes here in week 10, and this one's a squibbler, and it's picked up at the 27-yard line and running it north and south. Terrific field position here to start this third quarter. Reese Stafford, the one who grabbed it. And so here comes Abilene Christian, 168 yards of offense, and Connor Maverick McIver, 9 for 18, not great, 88 yards, a touchdown, just kind of keeping it right there in that first half.
And he's got great field position. That was an interesting kick from Utah Tech, but that's absolutely what you want, to get to the 48-yard line to start this drive. A short field, and you got a chance to extend your lead.
So first possession of this third quarter for Abilene Christian. Starts at the 43. JV on Sunday coming to the right side, 46 yards on the ground in the first half, and he takes it for about 5. See how much of the ground game matters here for ACU, and again, some of that's been McIver with his legs today.
And they've established it pretty well late in that first half. Sunday getting things going. You got to utilize them a little bit more and get your other backs in there as well.
5-yard pickup to the 48. Hut Graham in motion. Jeremiah Dobbins into the game for the first time, and look at this, he goes backwards. I don't know if that was supposed to be a reverse, but he never was able to get anything going there. And Jeremiah Dobbins, his first handoff, he's had just 8 carries since September 23rd.
Yeah, it seems like just confusion there on the play call. But Dobbins had a monster game at Utah Tech last season. He had 3 second-half touchdowns. You definitely want to get him going. He's such a talented player. But just going backwards there. 8 carries, like you mentioned, since September 23rd. Unsure of what's going on with that running room with him.
And that did look like it was supposed to be a reverse, and it didn't end up being that way. So 3rd and 10 now, back at the original line of scrimmage. McIver going to run again. Needs 10, has a long way to go, and he's met at midfield. They're going to put it at the Utah Tech 49-yard line. Looked like Jordan Scott was in there to help make the stop. It's 4th and 2, and it's going to be a punt for ACU.
That's an interesting play call as well. Maybe design quarterback run, quarterback draw.
Yeah.
Gets 7 yards, which is a positive play, but you're just not able to pick up the first down. That's a missed opportunity for ACU to start the second half.
And I don't think his last runs, those have been scrambles on passing plays.
This one looked like designed for him to do that.
So punt coming from Grant Nickel. Promising field position at the 43. Nickel sends it away. It's going to take a hop and a nice punt to pin Utah Tech at the 10-yard line. A net of 40 yards. And so Utah Tech avoids the going down by double digits, and now they're going to get the ball back down by 7. And in this first half for Kobe Tracy, 12 out of 19, 115 yards and a touchdown. And again, he's gotten away with a couple of throws, but overall a good first half.
And thankfully, he's not injured. He comes back in this second half. He's holding his hand at the end of that first half. Looks like he's fine. We'll see how healthy his hand is to open this half.
And all 5 starters on the offensive line out there as well. It is a handoff to start the drive, and coming towards the right into the heart of that Abilene Christian defense, Ronnie Walker Jr. Knocked down. Coyote Oladale in there on the stop, number 97, 2-yard pickup.
You know, Ronnie Walker had such a bright start to this game. He's kind of slowed down since. They've gotten some other guys involved. And on that play, only gets a couple of yards.
2nd and 8. Tracy to the air. Not afraid to go deep. To the sideline. What a throw. Did they get the foot down? No. Incomplete to Javian Lofton. Boy, looked like he had the window. Dropped it in a bucket, but incomplete.
I was going to say his hand is definitely healthy. We see him slinging it there to Lofton. Just can't get a foot in bounds. That's a great play by Plumlee, the Oklahoma transfer, to force him out of bounds. But man, what a play that would have been for Utah Tech.
3rd and 8. And the Trailblazers, as we mentioned a couple of times, 2 for 6 in that first half on 3rd down. Tracy to the middle. Tried to fit it into Ricky Johnson, incomplete. Thought they might have had a chance, but Tyson Williams, the freshman out of Oklahoma, knocks it away, incomplete.
Yeah, as we see that there, Johnson looking for it again. Tracy trying to fit it in a tight window, but I think they missed that opportunity. That was a huge missed opportunity on that 2nd down play. And if you convert that one, it's a lot more manageable.
Punt coming here for Andy Day. Dax Neese. Figure ACU might get good field position. Day's punting from his end zone into this 15-mile-an-hour wind. Fair catch at the Utah Tech 40. 29-yard punt. Good field position again for Abilene Christian. Early 3rd, up 7.
The best tailgates start with the best beef. And the best beef starts with United Supermarkets. United Supermarkets, where we do beef the best.
beautiful night here in the big country. Back here in Abilene, it's ACU 14 and Utah Tech 7. Second drive for the Wildcats, and they start in plus territory at the 40-yard line after the short punt. JV on Sunday will take the handoff, and he is grabbed by the ankles there at the bottom of the pile. And the tackle made by Facito Otai Sagapalu. Here is the UAC standings coming in. Everybody looking up at Austin P and Eastern Kentucky at the top. Abilene Christian there at 2-2. Central Arkansas still in a bid for a potential conference championship. We'll see how this goes over the last couple of weeks.
And we talked about this at the top. Utah Tech coming off a pair of close losses these last few weeks. Their record does not represent where they are, in my opinion. And ACU looking to climb those standings as well.
Abilene Christian slings it to the outside to Jed Castles, and Connor
catches this one.
We talked about it. He's dropped that exact play. He's dropped it twice. This time he catches it for -1. That play's not working.
Just unlucky there. Just unlucky. I mean, if you make a man miss on that play, you get positive yardage. Just unfortunate for Castles again today.
This is twice now. They've started at their own 43, now at the plus 40, and now 3rd and 11.
Just missed opportunities.
ACU.
You got to take advantage of this.
They'll set up a screen. And coming to the left side is Jordan Vaughn, and he's only going to get a handful of yards to the 37.
I think they're going to give him the first.
And so it'll be 4th down. The question is, will they punt or send out Ramsey? They got the wind at their back. They're going to punt.
Okay. Short punt, trying to pin him inside that 10-yard line. That was a good play by Vaughn and a good block by Castles. But an unfortunate 3-and-out for ACU. 2 missed opportunities now in these opening 2 drives.
Yeah, that's just how much do they trust this offense right now is what it seems. Nickel punts it again, tried to pin him deep. They will at the 5-yard line. Great play there by Dyson Williams to snag it. Timeout. Utah Tech will have it. Down 7. Back in Abilene, Texas. Topeka downtown. 14-7 Abilene Christian in front of Utah Tech. Just the second ever meeting between these two teams. And this drive starts on the 5-yard line for Kobe Tracy and company. And he throws the quick slant. And it's caught by Bo Sparks. And we've talked so much about number 11 for Utah Tech. He's able to pick up about 6.
Man, what a grab by the freshman. It's going to be so fun to watch these next 3 years in Utah. Quick slant, quick throw, and get out of that 5-yard line deep in your own territory.
The other thing, too, is he's averaging about 10 yards a catch this year. Really can pick up some key first downs as well. On the ground, tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Kirby Cohealy on the stop of Ronnie Walker Jr., and just like that, 3rd and 4. And these offenses have been stagnant, might be generous here to start this second half. The defenses are playing great.
They definitely have been, but you got to give credit to ACU's defensive front. They've managed the run game well since that opening drive for Utah Tech. 60 yards for Utah Tech.
3rd and 4. Tracy, 3 on the rush, throws to the middle. It is complete to Ricky Johnson, and he's got the first down. And boy, was he crunched to the ground right there.
Shaking up there.
Wow.
I mean, dangerous throw by Tracy. 2 defenders on him, just collapsed as soon as he caught the ball.
Get that knee to the back sometimes.
It's going to come out for this play. Hopefully he's all right.
Boy, he's been huge, not only just today, but all season long. Been the go-to guy. What a career he's had. 40th career game played for Ricky Johnson. 1st and 10 at the 16. We are under 8 to go in this third quarter. Handoff Chris Street. Coming left, and ACU right around the line of scrimmage will make the play. Cohealy and company again. It's a gain of 2.
And Street had a good lane there. Looks like at ACU, that second level was able to step up and make the tackle. And Street unable to get away after a good block up front by his O-line.
Back-to-back drives that have started in the 10 or inside the 10 for the Trailblazers to start this third quarter. Trailing by 7. Halfway through the period. Tracy, quick throw, wide of Lofton. Boy, it looks like these offenses are just off rhythm, though, coming out of halftime. Does it just look kind of flat from both of these teams right now?
Yeah, it seems a little bit flat, and Tracy had Lofton there. He had him open, and just a little bit of miscommunication, I guess, or just didn't break on his route quick enough. But the throw was there. He was open, and he would have picked up the first down had he been able to haul that one in.
Another third down for the Trailblazers. Their 9th third down attempt of the game. 3 for their first 8. On third down, draw play. Chris Street not going to do that.
Similar play to what we saw with ACU on that third down. A draw play, but for the quarterback, this time for the running back. Chris Street only picks up a yard maybe there.
Luke Gams on the stop, and it's a punt coming for the Trailblazers.
Again, interesting play calls by both sides to open this half. Inefficient. We were seeing some very long, sustained drives from ACU, and they were able to capitalize on that. Both teams, I mean, Utah Tech's had some tough field position. ACU, however, has had great field position. They've been unable to capitalize to open this half. They were 5 for 6 coming into this half, and now they're 5 for 8 on third down.
Punt comes from Andy Day. Nice will stay away from it, and again, plus territory for Abilene Christian. They'll have it at the 46, just a 27.
Third time's the charm, I guess. We'll see.
Yard punt. ACU back to work. Can these offenses do something here in the third? Still 4.
Welcome back to Abilene, Texas. Hey, I talked a little bit earlier about ACU trying to finish this season strong. Well, let's talk a little bit more about that and what that route looks like. Next week, coming into town, they've got rivalry week. Tarleton Texans coming into town, a good old-fashioned Texas rivalry here in West Texas. But then they go south, and they go face Jimbo Fisher and his Aggies at Kyle Field. And that will for sure be a big matchup, their first SEC game this season. So, guys, it's going to be a tough road for ACU the rest of the way, but they definitely have got a good plan in front of them. Guys?
Coy, thank you. Yeah, this is it. We kind of talked about it. It does feel like there's more pressure on Abilene Christian in this game than there might be for Utah Tech. Boy, Utah Tech's had a schedule. I mean, it's just impossible. Here's McIver. He's going to put it up on second down. Looks to the outside. McCaslin's got it. First down inside the 35. When you let your quarterback throw it, something might happen. And Abilene Christian's got a first down to the 32.
Well, McIver's been throwing a little bit low all day. You got to give credit to McCaslin there to adjust to the ball and grab that reception to pick up the first down. That ball was low, picks it up, and gets the first down. Big-time game for McCaslin.
He's in motion now, and they'll hand it off to Javion Sunday. And the run game that started out strong has dwindled. John Sniffen, one of the first men in there on the backside to make the play on Sunday. Second down coming up. Back-to-back drives here that have started inside Utah Tech territory, and the first drive of the half started at the ACU 43. They've got to cash in on one of these.
They have to this time. A lot of pressure on this drive to swing the momentum in your favor.
Jordan Vaughn on the second down carry, and he runs into a wall and running at Cyrus Webster. Not a great decision. He is a stud, the junior out of West Jordan, Utah, playing in his 31st career game. And now he's got a chance to rush the passer, which is what he does best.
That's exactly what he does best. 13 and a half sacks on his career, 25 TFLs. This season, 10 TFLs, leads the UAC. He was a preseason All-UAC selection. A monster on the defensive front.
ACU 5 for 8 on third down today. 3rd and 8. McIver middle. It is incomplete. Looking for Taylor. Knocked down in coverage by Jaden Sheridan. And a 4th down opportunity. And here comes Ramsey to kick it for ACU.
Well, it looks like Taylor really wanted that PI call because his arm was being wrapped by Sheridan, but he doesn't get it there. And now Ramsey's going to come in for ACU to kick the field goal. So they cash in potentially somewhat on this 3rd drive of the half.
47 yards for Ramsey. His 6th attempt of the year. From 40 to 49 yards. Ramsey gets a good leg into it, and Mr. Perfect stays that way. 12 for 12 on the season, and the lead is 10 for Abilene Christian with 4:35 to play here in the 3rd. They get points. It's not an impressive drive, but they end up cashing it in. 6-play, 16-yard drive. That ends up with the 47-yard field goal for Ramsey. What a get he's been from Houston for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal this year. Reliable boot for ACU, but only 16 yards in 6 plays is a little bit concerning if you're ACU, but being able to extend that lead to 2 possessions is absolutely vital for ACU after that drive. Now Utah Tech's got a big chance to respond and hopefully cut it to a 1-possession game once again.
2nd matchup ever between these 2 teams. You alluded to it a little bit, but a dominant 2nd half. 20 points in the 2nd half last year in St. George, Utah. And Abilene Christian pulled away 26-10. Jeremiah Dobbins was huge. We haven't seen him today except for on 1 play.
That 1 carry we saw him, but he had 130 yards and 3 touchdowns last season in this matchup. 26-10 win for ACU in their 1st ever matchup. Utah Tech is a young program though, only being created in 2006. A part of the UAC with ACU, but yeah, shutout 2nd half from the defense for ACU. So far, Utah Tech has not scored in this 2nd half.
Just a couple of years ago, moving up to the FCS level and into the Western Athletic Conference, and now moving as a football program when the WAC and the ASUN combined to become the UAC.
And the conference realignment is crazy.
Yeah,
it's hard to keep up with, but yeah, UAC.
It's only going to get crazier over the course of the next couple of years. And so the drive starts at the 25 for Utah Tech. A couple of drives go nowhere, but this time they start not backed up inside their own 10. Tracy and the gang gonna throw it on 1st down. Looking outside, caught. Sparks got it across the 40. Here he goes, making moves. Bo Sparks into ACU territory to the 46-yard line, 29 yards on 1st down.
I mean, I feel like we've been saying his name all day. His 6th catch of the game. Johnson at 7, so they've combined for 13 catches of the 16 completions now for Kobe Tracy. Mr. Reliable as the freshman.
Look, you've got these guys, you talk about the guys at the next level who have done that for years, your Welkers, your Edelmans, your Beasleys. I mean, to have a guy in the slot that can win a one-on-one, it's terrific to watch, and Sparks is incredible. 1st down of the 46. Tracy going to put it up again, wants to go deep, this time to the sideline, and Johnson, the intended target, incomplete.
Well, it looked like number 4 there on that play, Michael Moten, the redshirt senior from Snow College, was wanting the ball, and then Tracy just sailed it over the other receiver's head. Maybe just a little bit of miscommunication, but Moten was ready for that ball if it was thrown his way.
I feel like this is the style of game Abilene Christian was hoping to play, kind of lower scoring, try to limit a high potent offense. And for Utah Tech, well, their defense is hanging in. But if you have to rely on that side of the ball, it's really struggled at times this year. This has been the strength for the Trailblazers. So here they come to throw it to the sideline for Johnson again off his hands. Might have been tipped right before it got into it. Coverage by Anthony Egbo and company. 3rd down coming up.
That was a super dangerous pass by Tracy. 3 Wildcats in the area. He's lucky that that one got tipped out of bounds. Johnson in the area. Thankfully, he's okay. But man, a dangerous throw by Tracy. fortunate to get out of that one, but a big third down here for the Trailblazers.
Couldn't tell if Egbo got his hand on that or not. But 3rd and 10 after the big completion to Sparks. Utah Tech's got to convert a 3rd down. ACU brings 4. Tracy stands in, got it. Sparks again. He's right near the marker. Where do they put him down? He looks like he's
short.
just short. Maybe a half a yard shy. Had to try to make a move. Terrific tackle by Egbo.
I mean, yeah, what a play by Egbo. But again, Sparks just creating space, able to get open and get the catch and give his team a chance at the 1st down. And they're right around midfield, so you definitely want to go for it if you can.
4th and maybe a full yard. Probably a little less.
It's close.
Oh, and they run into each other, and it doesn't work. Oh, my goodness. They got it to Sparks, but ACU, fortunate, Kenton, Will Hoyt, and the gang make the stop. And Utah Tech makes a mistake on 4th down and turns it over on downs again.
Just miscommunication. That's the 2nd time we've seen that today. In this exact area, the Utah Tech has gotten stopped on 4th and 1. That's been the key to this game, of those missed opportunities in short yardage situations that Coach Peterson is unable to get the right play call out for his team to convert.
You just see the frustration on the sideline for Utah Tech, trying to make that happen, and that's twice they've turned it over on downs. Abilene Christian to the ground, JV on Sunday, trying to get a drive going. Boy, ACU has started at the 43, the plus 45, the plus 40, and now at their own 40. They've got 3 points to show for it here in this 3rd quarter.
I mean, yeah, you can't ask for better opportunities to convert and score and extend your lead in this 3rd quarter. ACU's had some really good stops on defense. They're doing their job out there against a very terrific Trailblazers offense.
2nd and 4, McIver trying to run away, can't do it. Into the arms of Brevin Hamblin for the sack.
Curious to see what the refs say here, if his knee was down or if he did actually get it away.
First sack of the year for Hamblin.
McIver just rolling back. You don't want to see your quarterback go backwards ever. I don't think his knee was down. It looks like he got it away. Great replay by our ACUTV crew.
And they mark him down back at the 32. And so ACU will sub it, and they'll face a 3rd and 18 after the sack.
Surely they'll challenge this.
ACU going to try to set up a screen. McIver trying to get away from it, throws it away, and the struggling offense continues for Abilene Christian, much to the dislike of the crowd here at Wildcat Stadium.
Well, McIver's been forced to run a lot today. You forced him to scramble. Good pressure from that Trailblazers defense. You see Donnie Fuller in there, a couple other Trailblazers in there also. Just making McIver uncomfortable. That's what we saw last week at Southern Utah, getting 3 interceptions. ACU had a poor 2nd half there. And it's another 3 and out for ACU.
Grant Nickel to punt it. Again, the wind at his back, returnable, and a fair catch at the 20-yard line after a 48-yard punt by Ricky Johnson. And so here comes Utah Tech once again. They'll start at the 20. And they trail it by 10, and you gotta give credit. Utah Tech's defense is giving them a chance because the field position has been so one-sided here in this 3rd quarter. They've given up 3 points out of this, and now they're just hoping their offense can go down and score some points.
Well, we saw Bo Sparks really light up that ACU defense on that last drive, having a couple really nice catches. Let's see if they can get it to their playmakers once again.
Drive starts at the 20. And here we go to the ground with a big burst right through the middle. Ronnie Walker Jr. 11 yards and a 1st down. Cohealy, the one on the stop.
That's a good start to the drive for the Trailblazers. We haven't seen that kind of run from Walker in a few quarters. It's nice to see him get a really big gain to start this drive off.
Rather Elijah Moffitt there to bring him down, and a first down at the 31-yard line. And it's Walker again coming left. Hurdles a tackle and leapfrogs to the 36.
I think that was the play they wanted to run on 4th and 1, and it probably would have converted, but they were able to communicate well this time. Walker gets it and gets up to the second level, hurdles a dude. It's a nice gain for Walker, the 5th-year guy.
Then you got Jerry Lawson with the takedown, WWE style. Final 10 seconds, and that will take us to the end of this third quarter. Off we go to the fourth. It's Abilene Christian 17 and Utah Tech 7. It'll be Utah Tech football to start this fourth quarter. 17-7 ACU in front. UAC football on ESPN continues after these messages. Start of the fourth quarter in Abilene, Texas for UAC football on ESPN. Zach Carlisle, Connor Mullins, Coy Oslin and the gang. And the Trailblazers are almost a one-handed grab by Bo Sparks. Incomplete on that first play of this fourth quarter. 17-7 rather, ACU in front of Utah Tech. And they face a 3rd down and 5 here, Connor. These offenses just nothing to do here in this third quarter.
Yeah, they can't catch a break. Man, that was almost an incredible play by Sparks. You just can't stop talking about him. He just keeps making plays and getting an open space. I mean, Utah Tech needs to get a first down here, 3 for 10 today.
Got a game-high 8 catches on 3rd down. ACU brings the blitz. They get it. Sparks has it, but he's tackled a yard shy again of a first down. Terrific open field play by this ACU defense. And on 4th down, I think Utah Tech's going to have to punt it away.
I mean, yeah, if your 3rd chance at a 4th and 1 today, they missed both to start this game. But Sparks, again, in that play, getting involved, giving his team a chance at a first down, just cannot convert. And they have to punt it away to ACU once again.
Tyson Williams with the tackle that time. It was Egbo the drive before on Sparks.
Freshman on freshman.
So on 4th down, they will punt it. Andy Day. And a fair catch at the 10-yard line. That's a 50-yard boot with the wind behind. And off we go to a break. A minute into the fourth. 17-7. Boy, the defense playing well.
Leaders sought a new campus on which to build a better future. Surely they could not have imagined how much their vision would grow. Today, Abilene Christian is recognized in national benchmarks for student success outcomes, research productivity, and athletic accomplishments. As we embark on next steps, we are uniquely poised to become one of the nation's premier Christian universities. We invite you to join us. We will climb higher together.
Welcome home, Wildcats. Moody Coliseum, the longtime home of ACU basketball, is back. This is the premier ACU Wildcat offense.
Look at that gem. 17-7. Less than a minute into this fourth quarter. And so, Connor, ACU is going to go back to work, and they'll have their worst starting field position of the day. It feels like a combination. Terrific defense, but the offenses have been just so slow and stagnant today, and it just feels like they can't get anything going. What have you seen?
It's been great defense from both sides of the ball. You got to give credit to Coach Patterson of ACU, the former Tech defensive coordinator. And the offenses have been really stagnant to open this half. ACU's had some really great opportunities on offense, just have not been able to convert. They've only got 3 points to show for it. But ACU seems to definitely be in control here as we start the fourth quarter.
ACU goes quick screen. Tylen Williams got a block, and he takes it up across the 20 to the 25-yard line. There was one defender out there for 2 receivers. ACU recognized it, and they rip off 14 yards.
Yeah, great read by McIver to get the ball into the hands of Tylen Williams. Experienced receiver, a veteran guy, out there on the edge in open space. And the yards after catch were very important as well to pick up that first down. That's a good start for this Wildcats offense.
Similar formation, ACU to the ground this time, and a little shimmy, and a yard, maybe 2, to the 26-yard line. Is that Jordan Vaughn back
I believe
there?
it was, yeah.
It was. Vaughn for Abilene Christian gets a couple.
Vaughn's had a quiet game, only his 4th carry today. Sunday's been the workhorse in that backfield for ACU. But a decent gain of 2 yards. Start this downs, these 4 downs.
2nd and 8. McIver to McCaslin on the outside. He's been the leading pass catcher today for ACU. His 5th grab, but maybe a yard. And so 3rd and 7 on the way for Abilene Christian.
Only 14 catches in his career for McCaslin, 5 of them today. Career day for him.
McCaslin, a sophomore out of Hurst, Texas. 3rd and 7, ACU content to use a lot of this play clock, under 10. Up by 10 here in the 4th. It's a blitz. McIver steps up. Taylor's got it. Flag down as he's got a first down at the 40. And there is a flag that was thrown from the secondary. I think it's on Utah Tech.
Curious to see what the call is here. I don't think it was offensive pass interference. I think it was on Utah Tech.
I think it's a defensive hold.
Yeah.
They would decline it.
Holding. Defense number 9.
I mean, if Taylor had
Penalty is
stayed in the
declined.
game
The
or
result
stayed
of the
in
play is
bounds
first
there,
down.
he would have had a few extra yards and extended it even further. Still a good pickup for him.
ACU brings in Jeremiah Dobbins, number 21, and it's just confusing to me that they have not had him out there more this season with him being such a dynamic runner and coming into the year as the number 1 guy.
I remember when he was a freshman, he had a phenomenal year. Just 8 carries since September 23rd.
McIver to the outside and able to grab it along the boundary is Williams. That ball took forever to get there, but it is Williams to grab it. Is it a first or is it a gain of 9? 2nd and 1.
Great throw by McIver. Great catch by Williams. Got lit up at the end of that play.
Wow, I thought that was a first down. I thought he had it at the 50.
Yeah.
They mark
Very
him at the
close.
49. So 2nd and a yard. Gonna hand it and up the middle. Dobbins doing the dirty work. 2 yards and a first.
That's what he does. You gotta give that change of pace in that running back position. You go from Sunday to Vaughn, now to Dobbins to pick up the first down.
We have not heard from Rovon Banks Jr. today. The sophomore running back out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. In fact, he is without pads. He's
not
in
dressed
just
out.
the jersey today. So we will not see number 3. We have not today. First down at the 49. Back to Dobbins. Just trying to eat those yards up in the middle. Leighton Tanuvasa in the middle there on the stop. We saw him go down in the first half, so good to see him back out there on the defensive line as well. 2nd and 9 after a gain of 1.
It's interesting to see this ACU offense playing a chew clock type of offense in this game. They've had some very long drives, very extensive drives. They're doing the same here, very methodical here.
Looks like a power run formation. Dobbins left side. Boy, carrying tacklers. Tremendous run. They still haven't stopped it. Look at this. To the 38-yard line.
That's what he does.
Wow.
That's why you put him in the game, right?
With some help from his friends.
Yeah, Reese Moore giving that strong push off the left. Able to help Dobbins out, and just, man, what a push from ACU to give him that first down and extend their drive even further. Man, what a play.
And they never said forward progress was stopped, so they kept that thing going. Now McIver off the fake. Wants to take a shot down the field for Hut Graham. Incomplete. Devin Perkins step for step.
That was a decent ball by McIver to give his guy a chance. He nearly broke away from that defensive back, Hut Graham. Just couldn't haul it in. A decent throw downfield, trying to take a shot, take the top off the defense. Hut Graham just didn't able to come down with it.
It's a good job by Perkins to get him towards the boundary. Defending. 2nd and 10. They will go back to the ground. And Dobbins again. It's been his drive. We've been wanting to see 21. And 8 more yards. 3rd and 2 coming up. We've been curious as to why we haven't seen more of him. And this has been the drive for Jeremiah Dobbins.
This is a huge drive for ECU as well. They're wearing down this Utah Tech defense, trying to chew the clock a little bit more, extend their lead a little bit further. They're switching up play calls. You don't know what's going to come, if it's going to be a pass or a rush. And Dobbins has been the workhorse on this drive. It's been good to see him back out there.
Under 9 to go. 3rd and 2. Off the fake, McIver dumps it off. Castle's made a move. First down inside the 25. For a guy who's had a tough day, he's able to grab it, cut upfield, and get the first down.
Like I mentioned earlier, on that similar play, if he's able to make a man miss, he can get positive yardage, and that's exactly what he does here. McIver rolls out, gets it to Castles, he makes the defender miss, picks up a few extra yards to give his team the first down. That's exactly what you want from your tight end.
Got past Will Leota and takes it to the 24. 1st and 10. Dobbins again tried to cut it up the field, could not.
I believe that might have been Webster in there. Ran straight into his arms.
He was one of them. John Sniffen, boy, he's been a great run stopper today as well. The junior transfer from Fresno State out of Hawaii. A lot of Hawaiians on this Utah Tech roster.
And Sniffen was an All-American at the JUCO level, went to Fresno State last season, then transfers to the Trailblazers. Definitely playing up to his potential today.
Yeah, they found a nice little pipeline from the state of Hawaii, I'll tell you that. Here comes Dobbins up the middle again for 5. You just get lost in there when you hand it off to 21. Max Christensen the 3rd. Defensive tackle in on the stop. And for Utah Tech to have any chance, they've got to hold ACU to a field goal here with 7 minutes coming up in the game.
Big defensive possession from them. You definitely want to force a 3 and out. ACU doing a good job of driving down the field after starting in the position they were in.
3rd and 6. Need the 14-yard line. McIver under pressure, got it. It's Taylor. He's able to take contact and take it to the 5-yard line. McIver with his legs, a little extra time, and delivers. Taylor's got the first.
That's exactly what we've seen from him today. Dancing around in the pocket, staying in there, and delivering to his receiver, who breaks on the route, creates separation, and gets the first down to put his team in the red zone. That's what Taylor has done today, and we're seeing it once again.
The 16th play of the drive coming up right here. It's 1st and goal at the 5. McIver to throw. looking back of the end zone. Williams for the touchdown. Tylan Williams, in his 5th year with the program, has his first career touchdown.
And man, what a time to do it in this game. Huge day for Williams, getting his first career touchdown. You got to be happy for him, and that's a great drive from Ryan Pugh in this ACU offense.
Kyle Ramsey for the extra point. On a touchdown drive that might just put this thing away. 15 plays, 90 yards in almost 8 minutes. Taylor the TD, Williams the TD. ACU up 17. 24-7, Abilene Christian in front of Utah Tech. Look at that beautiful campus of Abilene Christian University. And the Trailblazers to work after the kickoff went out of bounds. And Tracy throws complete to the outside to Ricky Johnson. So a couple of chances here in this second half for Utah Tech to get back in it, down 14-7. They were unable to move the ball, and all of a sudden ACU's tacked on 10 more, and it's a big hill to climb now for the Trailblazers.
Absolutely. I would say the thing that stands out to me, if you're Coach Paul Peterson, is those 4th down conversions. They've been unable to capitalize on that as they get a positive yardage here.
Bo Sparks, who else? It's been number 11 all day long for Utah Tech. Yeah, they've had a couple of chances in opponent territory where they've moved the ball. Just can't finish off the drives today.
Yeah, and you would think they would trust Brooksby maybe from that distance, but definitely in close yardage situations, they haven't been able to convert.
Chris Street on the carry. He will take it on 3rd and 1 for about 4, and he's got the first down at the 48-yard line.
Decent start to this drive if you're Utah Tech, but time is running out here. You've got to be quick, get some quick passes, quick throws as we approach 5 minutes left in this game.
ACU rushes 3, throw, caught, Sparks again, dives towards the first down line to gain, and he's got it. Move the chains, 1st and 10.
Man, if there was fantasy football for FCS, this would be the guy I would pick up.
10th catch today.
It's a lot of points.
Over 100 yards. Here is Tracy again. Sparks again. He's got 5 more.
Gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
And remember, in college football, once you go out of bounds, that clock keeps running until you get under 2 minutes. New rule this year.
Changed that from last year.
And so they typically you would stop it at all times. They've tried to speed the game up just a little bit. The college game.
On their toes.
2nd and 5. 3-man rush. Tracy outside, incomplete. Intended for Michael Moe.
I think the question for Utah Tech right now is who is going to step up? It's not, ACU's going to defend Sparks. They have to cover him, you would think, in that secondary. But who else are they going to get the ball to? Who's going to step up to make these plays to make this game interesting down the stretch?
I mean, they try to cover Sparks. He's got 11 grabs,
yeah.
11 catches for 87 yards. Terrific day. 3rd and 5. Tracy to the air again, to the middle, and it's incomplete. Damani Wilkes with his first target today could not hang on, and no doubt the Trailblazers have to go for it here.
They absolutely have to. I mean, this is their last chance to stay in this game. It's 4th and 5. They've been unable to convert these kind of close yardage situations today. But going back to that last play, Damani Wilkes, you've got to come down with that ball. I know it was a hard throw to catch, but someone had to step up. He was unable to do so there.
4th and 5. Utah Tech 0 for 2 on 4th down today. ACU brings the house. Tracy's got to get rid of it. It's incomplete. Jolly defending, and Sparks, guess who was in coverage? Turnover on downs for the 3rd time today.
And it happens once again. Tracy, quick throw to Sparks. Jolly, the best defender in that secondary for ACU, breaks it up. And despite Sparks having a phenomenal game, unable to haul that one in. Him and Johnson combining for 19 of Tracy's 22 completions today.
4 minutes to go. Abilene Christian on their way to a win here at home, up 17. One second under 4 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Abilene Christian up 24-7 over Utah Tech, and hand it off to Jeremiah Dobbins up the middle. It's going to be for a loss of a yard. And so ACU trying to just ice this game away, and they've done just enough here in the second half with outscoring Utah Tech 10-0.
Absolutely. You definitely need to get a decent drive going here because there's still 3.5 minutes left. But you definitely want to chew the clock and let it run down as much as possible, utilize the run game, and pound that defensive line of Utah Tech.
The ACU defense has done its thing in the second half, shutting out the Trailblazers.
Just like last year.
Exactly, and here is a handoff. It's JV on Sunday coming left, gets a couple. Bring up third down, coming up. There's a peek inside the ACUTV or studio. There's our gang doing all the tough work for us. Hutton Harris, Chris Jarrett, and the gang. Student-run ACUTV crew. Terrific group to work with, as it has been over the years. You're a part of that group. And I know this will be your last one up here with me in the booth before you're done in December. So it's been a lot of fun, my friend.
It has been a lot of fun over these last 3.5 years. To be a part of ACUTV, definitely one of the best at the mid-major level and one of the best JMC programs in the country. Lots of great people at ACUTV and a very good experience.
And hey, we got basketball next week to get things started too. Football coming up.
Very busy week and very busy season ahead for these guys.
From today as well, Tarleton and ACU to close out the home football schedule. And basketball begins. Week as well. You see it next Saturday. McIver's on the move on 3rd and 9, and he's going to get tackled down in bounds to bring up 4th down.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand the play call there if you're ACU. Like, it's 3rd and 9. You're getting McIver to roll out. He only picks up a yard, maybe.
Their second timeout of the half.
Timeout Utah Tech, so they were going to try to keep
a 30-second timeout.
As much time as they can, left with 3 minutes to go. Take a peek at the schedule coming up. A couple of weeks left here. ACU Tarleton next week, and then they go to Texas A&M for that game in College Station. You know, you get
just Kyle Field.
The pay dates, you know, they try to go get paid and play a game, and those are always the ones that you need to have at the course of the season.
Good experience for this group too, yeah.
And the SEC does that to where those games are typically later in the year, not in September. So that game happens on November the 18th. A couple of weeks left of this FCS season for ACU. Is about to go to 5-4 on the year. Grant Nickel will punt it.
Short punt.
It's into the wind. Definitely a part of it. And the long snapper, Dustin Innes, will knock it down about the 38-yard line. Utah Tech back to work, 2:51 to go. And we've talked about what a tough schedule it's been all year for Utah Tech. I mean, you put this thing together, and it's like, how are you supposed to be successful with all the road trips and all of the incredibly tough teams that they play? And, oh, yeah, what's coming up? A trip to the conference leader. They got Austin Peay next, so that doesn't make things any easier for the Trailblazers. And another hard thing about this, I mean, even if Abilene Christian –
unnecessary roughness for team number 11. 15-yard penalty, first down.
First down Utah Tech, but even if you can come and say, well, ACU's only 500 this year, but you got to travel 1,000 miles to play that game, and they go to Austin Peay next. That's just one of the tough schedules as you will see.
Yeah.
Around the FCS, and then they close it out with Southern Utah on November the 18th as well.
And I was going to say, that's the one they have circled. That's a rivalry game for them. They won the game last year. They definitely want to close their season on a high with that win over Southern Utah if they can get it in a few weeks. But now ACU gives Utah Tech a chance to come back, put some points on the board with 2:50 left. Been a lot of interesting play calls and clock management in this game for both sides. And it's gone ACU's way as they lead by 17.
You know, we looked at the standings coming in and throughout the broadcast today. We talked about the UAC standings. ACU has kind of the middle of the pack, 2-2, about to go to 3-2 in the league. And they did not have to play the two teams that have been undefeated this year. Where does ACU stand in this conference in your eyes still right now?
We mentioned it earlier off the air, but if ACU had to play Austin Peay or Eastern Kentucky, they'd probably be in a similar situation to Utah Tech, being 2-6 this year. Definitely been an easier slate for them to manage than Utah Tech has had. And it's worked out for them as though they might be able to climb a couple spots in the standings.
Bo Sparks trying to have 1,000,000 catches today. He takes it to the 26-yard line. He's getting closer and closer to 100 yards for the day. Double-digit catches. He's just been terrific.
It's been phenomenal. Definitely a highlight for them. And a spark, as Coy mentioned, on offense.
Second down, Tracy throws it over the middle and caught, taking a shot. Ricky Johnson smoked by Elijah Moffitt at the 49-yard line. Clean play, no flag. And Utah Tech will go quickly.
I mean, Tracy put that ball on a rope to Johnson. He knew the defender was coming.
Wow.
Man, got absolutely lit up. Second time today he's taken a big hit. Hopefully he's okay.
Tracy, quick throw outside, caught. Keith Davis had a big catch in the first half. Takes it for 15 to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, the rest of these receivers have had a quiet game. Apart from Davis having that big catch in the first half, nobody else has really stepped up in that receiving core.
He had a big 33-yard catch on a 3rd and 12.
That was a huge gain.
First down of the 35. Utah Tech has been in the ACU territory multiple times today. They've moved the ball. They cannot finish off a drive, just the 7 points to show. 3-man rush, Tracy goes the other way, picked off. TJ Marshall. Has the interception for the Wildcats. Dagger on this Saturday afternoon.
What a play by Marshall, the Houston transfer, the sophomore. There's been a couple of iffy throws from Tracy today. ACU finally able to capitalize on one and seal the victory here at Wildcat Stadium.
10th interception of the season thrown by Kobe Tracy. Marshall has his first pick as a Wildcat. And Abilene Christian in front of their home fans. Hands it off to Sunday here. It's really been the defense. I mean, the offense has done enough. The defense has been terrific. 7 points. Now they get their first takeaway of the game.
That's called their final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Timeout, Utah Tech with a minute 36 to go.
But you would say that's been the story for ACU all year, right? Having a strong defense. We saw it last year. Just the offense has struggled a little bit, been lagging behind the defense, but they've been able to capitalize off of turnovers, capitalize on some different, 4th down stops, 3rd down stops. So the offense has been able to do just enough to support that great defense.
Yeah, and in games when the defense isn't heroic,
right,
the offense has a hard time keeping it. That's what it's felt like this year for Abilene Christian.
Absolutely, but you got to give credit to Coach Patterson for ACU. He always has a great defense. It's just when they haven't shown up in those games against Southern Utah and UCA this season, they've gotten blown out. And so hopefully in these next couple of games, they can establish a solid game plan and play well in all 4 phases of the ball.
Rivalry game with Tarleton next Saturday. That'll be a fun one when those two get together in West Texas. Jamie on Sunday hits the hole. Out to midfield. His best run of the day. He had a long of 9 coming in. That's one for 19 and a first.
He has a career long of 82. It's a big run there for him. And that will probably seal it. There's still 1:20 on the clock. ACU still trying to chew the clock here and take home the win. But again, huge run by Sunday.
ACU's going to move to 3-1 at home. Been pretty good in front of their home crowd. Their road schedule's been tough. But they'll go to 5-4. Chance at a 6-win season next week. After a 7-win campaign a year ago, Keith Patterson trying to build this thing up as they move to this new conference format this season. And they'll have a chance for a 6-win year next week against Tarleton.
It's a great season if they're able to do so. If they are able to beat Tarleton next week, that's a very tough game to have.
Yeah, that should be a good one. It's a rivalry. It's always fun when those two get together. And Abilene Christian today outscoring Utah Tech 10-0 in the second half to pull away and win it. A final of 24-7 over Utah Tech. It's a good win for ACU today. They needed this one here at home.
Very strong win for ACU. They needed a win like this after last week at Southern Utah. It's a big-time win at home. They got a chance to win a rivalry game next week and, like you mentioned, get to that 6-win margin.
Tylen Williams, the ACU receiver, caught his first touchdown. He is the man down onto the field with Coy Oslin.
Tylen, big game for you. You iced it there in the fourth quarter, late touchdown. How's it feel to make plays like that?
I ain't gonna lie, it's a blessing, man. It's a good opportunity to be out here with the team, just still be able to compete at a high level. I'm just thankful for the coaches, teammates putting me in a position to make a play. So I'm appreciative of that.
All right, we're getting late in the season, man. It's getting that part where it's wrapping up. How do you feel about your effort this year?
It's my last season here, so I'm really giving it all I got for the guys that's going out with me, and then the team, our teammates that are still going to be here after the year. So really just leaving it all out on the field every time I get the opportunity, and just being able to play for the guys out there in purple. So, yes, sir.
Y'all entering this season on a tough schedule, A&M and Tarleton. How are you feeling about that?
We feel good. At the end of the day, we're going to focus on us and be, just, again, compete at a high level, be able to put what we want on tape, and just really just play with energy and effort. That's all we want to do, and to be able to get the dub at the end of the day. This team, man, just grateful for this team at the end of the day. We just want to make plays.
All right, thanks, man. Great game. Have a good day. Back to you guys.
Coy, thank you very much. Welcome upstairs as we wrap it up. Zach and Connor here in the booth. ACU wins it 24-7 over Utah Tech. And I know this one's been fun for you. We've had a lot of fun over the years. Congratulations on a great career.
I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun over these last 3.5 years to be broadcasting for ACU Athletics. Been a lot of fun being mentored by people like Zach and others along the way. Definitely been fun here to be in the booth for one final time for ACU football.
Well, you've not listened to a lot of things we said, which is probably to your benefit. So it's been a lot of fun. We appreciate it, Connor. Great job with our entire gang here today. It's been a presentation of the United Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games airing on the ESPN networks or streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Until next time, Zach Carlisle, Connor Mullins, Coy Oslin, the whole crew led by Hutton Harris and Chris Jarrett saying so long, take care, good night from Abilene, Texas.